Geronimo by Shepherd. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I am joined in the studio. I be finding myself some shiny treasure. Because I have in the studio, I'm gonna introduce you as an actress, YouTuber, blogger, photographer, and new presenter here at Insanity Radio, all rolled into one awesome package that goes by the name of Sally Gibbs.
Woo! Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm always good.
It's a gorgeous day, isn't it?
It's hot.
No, it's lovely.
It's hot.
For October, this is lovely, and I'm making the most of it.
I was coming down here and I started melting, and I was like, it's too warm.
Like Olaf and Frozen.
Yes, exactly.
You need like a little cloud with snow coming down around
that
you.
That would be glorious. I love your thinking. I would love that.
Only in Disney, sorry.
There's Disney World and Disneyland. Maybe if I could.
We could make it possible. I'm sure, one day we could get in contact.
Yeah.
Sort something out.
I'll get in touch with an ice company and just get them to shred ice and flail it over me from a leaf blower or something.
That could get expensive.
It could, yes. That'd be a lot of batteries. And so I want to find out a bit more about you, because...
Do you really?
I really do, because you've got some fascinating stories going on. You've grown up in Abu Dhabi, South Africa, Canada,
yes, I have.
France.
I'm very international.
And now you're here in the UK. You're like a wild adventurer or something. Why have you been moving so much?
Just different jobs, parents' jobs, and just because we love adventure, I guess. No, I wouldn't change my childhood for anything. I mean, I love the fact that I have been able to interact with different cultures and meet new people. It's great. I love it. And it gives me something to talk about when I'm meeting new people.
I can imagine, yeah. So it's certainly working now, isn't it?
Yes,
I remember when I was in my teens, I went to Oman for a fortnight, and that was interesting.
Yeah.
I had some wild, some stories to share there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Maybe not on air. But
No. Save it for when the mic's turned off.
Yes, and of course Canada. I went to Canada when I was about 18.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I went to Prince Edward Island, a little island just off the coast of Nova
there's
Scotia.
so much that I still want to explore in Canada. The wilderness is just phenomenal.
Yeah, there were two things in a part of Canada that I stayed in: fields and cows. That was it.
And moose, lots of moose.
I didn't see any moose.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
We've seen moose.
I tried to
Pretty
go
impressive.
I tried to go to the local store, and I was walking for about an hour and a half before I gave up. Somebody came, picked me up, and drove me the rest of the way.
You're just going to have to go back.
It was mileage.
I know.
No wonder they buy in bulk over there.
Yeah, I know.
I that trip 3 times a week. Oh, wow. So we have got some amazing topics lined up for the rest of this show.
Good.
And I'm looking forward to it. What do you say we throw on a few tunes?
A few tunes?
The music stuff that comes out of speakers.
Yes. No, really? That's not why I'm doing the radio. A few tunes. I don't know. What... You put me on the spot now. Geronimo was pretty good.
I've got a list lined up here.
Well, I can see what's lined up, and I quite like the sound of Wham.
You like?
I think let's give it a go.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Dancing in the Street by Mick Jagger and David Bowie. Before that, we were listening to something I've already forgotten and I can't find a cursor to find out for you. Yes, that's the one. Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham. How can I forget about that?
How could you forget about that?
I was singing and dancing and prancing around a studio to
That's a tune right there.
It's tunage. It's proper tunage. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I'm joined in the studio by...
Sally Gibbs.
Whoa.
Hello.
Hello. And Sally, you have something that's just more stuff to plug right now.
Right.
Because you have... your lifesallystyle.com blog
Yes,
site.
I do.
Which
I've been working so hard on it as well.
I absolutely love it so much.
Oh, thank you.
You've got all of your social media on there.
Yes.
Everything is just, the whole page is just so clean and crisp. Everywhere
Thank
you look. Everything, there's pictures everywhere, and you click on these pictures and they take you somewhere else.
They take you to a whole different dimension.
I know, right? Everything you click takes you somewhere. There's a whole row of pictures near the top of the blog page, and you click any one of them and it'll take you to Instagram. and it's to click something else, it'll take you to Twitter. Click something else, it'll take you to YouTube. Just everything has something that's
well,
interactive.
I'm glad you like it, because it's this kind of feedback that I need and love.
It's just absolutely amazing. It's definitely one of the best blog sites I have seen for a long time.
No, I've been working hard on it, and I like writing, I like editing, filming videos, so I thought, why not? Let's just put it out there for the rest of the world to see, you know?
Yeah, it's just the way you've integrated everything. All of your social media comes into play throughout the website.
It's tidy.
And it's yes.
Yes, that's what I like. I'm a tidy person, so I like to keep a tidy site.
It's worked very, very well. I'm impressed.
Thank you.
One of the topics I noticed you mentioned on one of your blogs on there was plastic.
Yes.
What was it? Plastic is
not fantastic.
Yes.
Yes, I'm big into the protecting environment, because I am.
Yes.
We went to Wales. Last Christmas. Wow, that was a long time ago now, it seems. But yeah, everywhere I noticed there were bits of plastic on the beaches, and it was a beautiful surrounding, but I couldn't help but spot every little bit of plastic and thinking, jeepers, this is just on one beach, you know? And think of all the beaches in the whole world and how much plastic is on it. And I thought, now I have to write something and put it out there just to let other people know that this is a serious issue that everybody needs to do. If everybody can put in that little bit, you know, not use plastic bottles and get a bottle that they can use again and again, put in the dishwasher or clean. That's so much better than using plastic bottles that just get thrown away after one use. Makes me sick just thinking about it.
I know. I was reading only either today or yesterday actually. That's the sea salt contents. The sea salt that we're using on our table, the condiments.
Yeah.
Has about 70% of it has traces of plastic microbeads and stuff like that in it. That's been extracted from the ocean as the processing of sea salts.
You don't think about that, and then that's going into you.
We're literally getting to the point where we're starting to consume the plastic that we're throwing away.
Yeah, because I mean, when there are news articles about the sea creatures are ingesting plastic and everything, everybody's like, that's sad. But it's only until you start ingesting it and getting the detrimental effects that people start thinking, okay, hold on, something needs to happen.
Indeed, very much so. Which, of course, I mean, with as much as 70% of sea turtles consuming plastic, and the number of stories I've read recently about whales that have passed away because their stomachs are just full to the brim of carrier bags and other waste plastic. It's absolutely insane. It really is crazy, especially with things like sea turtles being such an endangered species as well. To think that our plastic could be the thing that finishes them off. It's really quite drastic.
And I think what's worse is that people watch these shows, you know, like Blue Planet and everything on all various channels, and they think, oh, that's terrible, but what difference will I make? You know, I'm one person. How much will it affect in the long scheme of things? But it does, you know, if every person thought that way, we could make a big difference. If everybody changed something.
Said, what can I do a bit differently? Then it would make a major impact. It's the same way with everything. Right this very second in time, I don't know if it's a perfect comparison or not, but Canada have recently, on Wednesday, I believe, legalised marijuana.
Yes, I spoke about it on my show on the Thursday morning.
You did, and yesterday it was announced that Canada is almost running out of marijuana.
Have they done this on purpose?
There's actually a risk of having a shortage of marijuana.
Already?
Yes.
They've been going too hard at it.
Yes, and they're legally only allowed to be carrying about 30 milligrams of the stuff on the streets. So if people was purchasing these in like 30 milligram, portions, rations, then that many people obliterating marijuana from an entire
and I'm
country
guessing
in 3 days.
Those come in little plastic bags, right?
I'm assuming so, yes.
So
down
there
the
we go.
And all that.
Yeah. That's not down the alleyways. Well, not anymore. Everybody can just,
But if 3 days of change can, obliterate an entire country's supply of a product, imagine what difference you could make if everybody decided they were going to use one less plastic bottle or one less bag of crisps. It could make a huge
difference. I know.
It's a magical thing.
Yes, it really is.
Speaking of huge differences, there's lots and lots of little differences that are starting to shift around on the topic of feminism and equality at the moment.
Yes, wow.
Because good old Kleenex have been pressured eventually after 60 years of using the branding of the man-sized tissues.
I mean, what even is a man-sized tissue?
Well,
Every nose is a nose, right?
Man-sized tissues are supposed to be bigger and stronger and more absorbent than their regular tissues.
Well, surely women need that as well. I mean, if you've got a cold,
You've got a cold, yeah.
all bogies are the same, right?
Pretty much, yes.
Equality amongst the bogies.
I've never met a masculine bogey as of yet, but I mean, there's time. It's 2018. Anything could happen.
Anything
right?
could happen.
But they're finally given in to the sort of gender stereotyping pressure after 60 odd years, and they've decided that they're just going to call them extra large tissues.
Oh, good.
And that's going to be rolling out soon, very, very, very soon.
A tissue is a tissue.
Yes, but also Waitrose are getting a lot of attention.
Are they?
They are, yes. Waitrose have been getting, especially on Twitter and other social media, Waitrose have been pressured into renaming a sandwich or a roll.
I think I've heard...
It's the gentleman's roll, it was called. And
I think I've heard something, something about this.
That apparently managed to offend a lot of people and upset a lot of people because they were sort of seeing it as this is a roll that only gentlemen can eat. Can women not have it? Because, I mean, one of its ingredients is...
I was about to say, what are the ingredients? Because this is the make or break.
It's a anchovy paste called gentleman's relish.
I mean, I wouldn't eat that anyway, but
it was called. The relish is called a gentleman's relish. It's sort of anchovy paste, seasoned anchovy, and that was included in the roll, which is why they called it the gentleman's roll.
How long has this roll been around?
It's part of a new.
Is it like a
range
tradition
that they've only just recently brought out, not long ago?
You'd think they wouldn't call it unless it was a tradition.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they... I can imagine it's very easy not to think that people would see it as a sexist thing, just having a name. If you're putting an ingredient called gentleman's relish into something.
Yes.
A gentleman's roll just sounds like something, so calling it a relish roll would work just as well. I think it's just a word. I don't think it was intended to sort of say this is for men, not for women.
No, I don't know. I think, there's a very fine line, isn't there?
There is,
people,
yes.
It depends on who sees it, who reacts to it, how they react to it.
Yes, and it does make me wonder how long it'll be before we start saying ploughman's pickle needs to be ploughperson's pickle.
Oh, yes.
And there's just so many things in this world.
But that's traditional. Right? That's history. Like industrial history. So... Yes. To what extent can you change? Oh my goodness, this is like writing an essay question. To what extent?
Yeah, I mean, they didn't go quite as far as Yorkie. I think it was in 2002, the Yorkie.
Oh, is that the chocolate bar?
That's the chocolate bar.
I don't think I've ever had one of those before.
It is nice.
What's in it?
But I'm not surprised because after 2002, for about 10 years, they had the advertising campaign saying it's not for girls.
Really?
Really? There's massive TV
Well, that's not why I've ever had a Yorkie. I just haven't.
I
just haven't fancied a Yorkie.
They used that slogan for 10 years, and people really started kicking up a stink about it before they eventually decided to very subtly and quietly to sort of drop that not for girls angle. But some of their logos and packaging included a female figure with a red circle and the line through it to sort of indicate.
Oh my goodness!
No, I know it's a man's bar apparently because they're thick, solid, chunky blocks.
Yeah, but
of
what about
chocolate
Snickers?
I know Snickers. Get some nuts. That was promoted by what was his name, Mr. T, the A-Team.
Yeah.
For the longest time. Yes. And
I love Snickers bars.
I love Snickers too. I know. I love all chocolate. I mean, I don't live off of cabbage and carrots.
Chocolate. Well, chocolate's made of cocoa, which is a plant.
Yes.
So, as far as I'm concerned, that's healthy.
I like your thinking.
Plants are healthy. We eat lettuce.
I think everything we eat has come from a natural source.
Exactly.
No matter how factory, even
chips
the
as well.
Ingredients they use in a factory to sweeten these things come from a natural source of some kind.
Unless you get e-flavourings and artificial flavours, then we're going down a different route.
But where did they come from? Where did these artificial?
Where did they come from? Where did they go?
I know they're very evasive, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They camouflage.
Yeah,
almost like a chameleon.
Do you know that? Staying on the subject of food,
yes.
I mean, it's so hard because when you want to look at a package and you want to see how much sugar or something is in it, it's very. ambiguous and vague, right? You can't, there's no like direct, this has this amount of sugar in it. And it's amazing when you look at like a pasta sauce or whatever, how much sugar there actually is. You know, it can be a tomato-based something, and you don't realize how much sugar you're consuming.
No, I love the
And then
fact
you
that
wonder why you can't lose weight.
I love the fact that you have to be a mathematician to work out half of them.
Yes.
You get a
Take your
750
calculator.
gram jar, and it says every 100 grams has this amount of sugar, and I'm like, okay, 150,
So if I take this
100,
percentage of that, multiply this by that, then I get...
Oh, and that's simplified packaging.
I know.
It's even more complicated 5 years ago.
Jeepers. Wow.
Oh, I know.
Have we come that far?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Oh, what do you say we throw on a few more tunes?
I say I'm down.
You say you're
I'm ready
down.
to boogie.
Stay tuned to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. Whoop whoop. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles. Before that, we were listening to Karma Chameleon by the Culture Club. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I'm joined in a studio by I'm going to introduce you again as the actress, YouTuber, blogger, photographer, and new presenter here at Insanity Radio, Sally Gibbs.
Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday.
Oh, it's so bubbly. How can anybody have this much energy and enthusiasm?
That's why I'm on every Thursday at 8 a.m. Because I have energy in the morning. So I thought, let's use it. Put it to good use, you know?
If I was to have a show at 8 o'clock in the morning, you'd just listen to an hour of Neanderthalic grunts.
Well, the thing I realised was, Wednesday's an SU night.
Yes.
So how many people are going to be tuning in on Thursday? Not that many. But I'm okay with that because I'm still in the learning stage.
But Insanity Radio is available for the community too. It's
and I put it up on YouTube. You put your videos.
South of Berkshire, yes.
Anybody, yeah.
Yes,
it's great.
YouTube. It's on the apps. You can download the app on the Google Play. Or
oh yes, we have a new app, don't we?
We have a new app.
Fancy.
But yes, it's online. insanityradio.com/listen, and you can hit the big watch live button and see
our faces.
1080p cameras. Yes, or you can take the shortcut. insanityradio.com/video, which takes you straight to the video feed.
If you've got a technical mind.
If you've got a technical mind.
Otherwise, just insanity.com.
Otherwise, does that work too?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Ooh.
And then I just click on the button. Do I sound technical right now? No, not really, but it works.
Well, you've introduced me to a new shortcut link. I've always been sort of insanityradio.com/listen.
No, I think / takes you directly to the thing. I just type it in and then you've got to click on the website again.
Okay.
But why are we talking about this?
Why are we talking about this when we could be talking about your full-blown review of Bar 163 in
yes.
Egham? That was amazing.
Yeah, that was from earlier this year. Have you not?
I've never been in there.
See, I have had friends that went in there, and then we just decided on one cold January, or was it February? I can't remember. Cold January afternoon after lectures, and it was lovely. It was so atmospheric, and
I saw some of the photos you've taken of it. It's just the inside. It looks massive.
Yes.
I did not realise it was so. But from the outside, it looks like
it goes all the way through as well.
It
kind of looks like the front of, like a Hollister shop.
Yes.
With the what you call it? The bars. Not the bar. I'm making it sound like a prison. It looks really nice, guys.
It goes right the way through, and there's bars, and it's like 163.
Summer must be really nice because they have like a whole courtyard at the back.
Oh, nice.
With flowers and everything. So we're going to have to wait a while for that now, though. All the leaves are falling.
This is the perfect weather for it. It's just not quite too warm.
And it's not too cold.
It's not too cold yet. I know. It's still got a way to go before we get to the nice weather. But experts are thinking we might be getting snow by the end of this month in parts of the UK. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
More
because of
snow?
the really hot weather we had this year. It's one of the hottest summer in like 70 years. They think the mercury levels are plummeting as a result of that, and we could be getting snow.
I mean, the snow in March was a shock. Although we didn't get that much here.
No.
But back home in the Cotswolds, my mum and sister were sending me loads of photos. There were huge snow piles and they were all playing in the snow and we only got like a centimetre of slush.
There's a centimetre of slush.
And I was stuck in the library working and I went, no, I want to play with the snow.
Have you ever noticed? I've actually noticed there's Englefield Green is on such a high hill. The altitude is so far up.
You've never noticed?
Have a slightly different climate.
How have you not
Egham.
Noticed it's on a hill?
I've
have you not
on a hill when I'm
walked from the shops down carrying all your shopping?
I struggle to carry me up the hill when I'm shopping.
You've got to be the Hulk to carry up all that shopping up the hill.
I know. But I didn't realise how much of a hill it was until one day it was snowing in Englefield Green and I went down the hill and it was raining at the bottom.
Wow.
I had to put it to the test. I jumped on a bus and I went back up the hill and it was snowing again.
Jumped on a sledge.
No, it was definitely a bus. It had wheels.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
That's the safer way, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I've also noticed we get a lot of parakeets up here that we don't so much in the sort of Egham area.
You need to write a blog post about this.
I should, shouldn't I?
The Englefield Green climate.
I'm expecting to see pagodas and pandas and
things. Who knows? I mean, the way climate change is taking us, anything could be. But we might have lions and jaguars at this rate.
Oh, wow. I can remember a couple of years ago. Was it 2 years ago, I think it was. I can't remember, a group of environmental animal protection, I can't remember who it was now, but a charity organisation released a group of wild boars into England for the first time in like hundreds and hundreds of years.
I think,
And they monitored them for a while and they're actually starting to repopulate.
Really?
Yes, they're actually settling in quite nicely.
I've lived in France, in Fontainebleau, near like 45 minutes out from Paris, and there are wild boars in the forest there. So every time we went cycling, we were terrified that there was just going to be a wild boar that came out running towards you and you just pedaling up the hill like, no, don't get me.
What I would really love to see happen is wild capybaras.
What are those?
Oh my gosh.
Capybaras?
Capybaras.
Sounds like a mojito or something.
It's like almost the size of a large dog, but it's got all the features of a rodent, sort of like a rat. It's almost like, imagine...
Like a rat?
Almost like a giant
You want a rat? You want more rats in England?
I want giant rats in England. Not just any rats, the capybaras. They're just, they're beautiful.
I'll have to look those up.
You definitely have to look up the capybara. It's Capybara.
No, we need some sloths.
Oh, sloths.
I love sloths.
Sloths, yes.
Sloths are underrated creatures.
Yeah, definitely. They are. I mean, I've never met one.
No, me neither.
But they're
but that's on my bucket list.
For up to 20 hours a day.
Yes.
And apparently very aggressive when they're awake.
Are they aggressive?
Apparently they're very feisty.
They can swim.
They can swim. Sloths can swim.
Yes. I think David Attenborough, when he was being interviewed once, he was asked, what creature would you want to be for a day? And he said a sloth.
Wow.
And that's David Attenborough, king of the animal kingdom.
A sloth that can only really stays awake for like 4 or 5 hours.
And only comes down to like do his business once a week or something.
Yes.
Can you imagine that? Wow.
I don't know. No.
Well, I'm grateful to sloths because in my geography A-level exam, I had a question come up saying, discuss ways in which animals adapt to their surroundings. My mind completely went blank. And then, obviously, because I love sloths so much, I've done so much research on them. I wrote all about sloths and I got the marks. So thanks, sloths. I need to meet a sloth one day and thank them for helping me get through my geography A-level.
Maybe thank it when it's sleeping, just in case it is as feisty
or a
as
baby
people
sloth.
make out.
I'd love to go to a conservation trust and just see how they deal with it, because they're endangered, aren't they?
I'm not too sure.
Or they're in trouble. Well, their environment. I mean, so many animals are endangered and in trouble with.
Yes, almost everything is now, except wasps, apparently.
Oh.
And moths. We definitely don't have a shortage of moths.
No, it doesn't. No, I don't like. Yeah, some are pretty, but not the ones that eat your clothes.
No, no. I mean, I just don't understand moths at all. They just like defy.
They see the light and they go for it.
Yeah, I mean, they're massive. They're massive bodies, and they've got its little tiddly wings, and they can still fly around.
And then you try and help it out the window, and powder's left all over your hand, and you think, oh no.
terrifying.
And what about the little
That's
daddy
crawling.
long legs things that fly?
that's-
Everybody gets so scared of those, but I like them.
I've got no problem with them. They make sense.
Yes.
But moths, all day, all that daylight, not a single
I can
moth
see
in
you don't like
sight.
moths.
The moment you turn on that little tiny nightlight, bang,
Boom!
massive
I'm
moth is
here.
just there. They've got them scary beady eyes and that powdery poofy stuff all over your hand. Did you know the powdery poofy stuff is actually their scales?
I think I knew that.
I think I knew
That's a
that.
that's a bit creepy now.
It's even, yes, I know.
I'm just gonna keep my windows closed from now on and turn off all my lights.
But I mean, no matter how hot a bulb gets, the moth just never stops trying to headbutt the thing.
I know,
It's just-
shame.
It doesn't make any sense.
Shame.
Why is it? I don't get it. What? Why?
Well, maybe it's like us wanting to succeed in life. Just keep going at it. Persevere. It just likes the
This
light.
is true. Maybe they are the most.
Why do they
persevering
like
animals.
light? We're getting very scientific, but why do they like light?
I have absolutely no
Is it like
idea.
an energy? Do they
It's a
feed off
mystery.
the
It's like
energy, or what?
I have no idea. I
Do they-
don't know. But why don't they spend all day flying towards the sun?
That would take them a long time.
It would take them a long time, and it would mean they're not here
But
anymore.
put them in the right direction, away from you.
But all that, yes, all that sunlight, and they don't go rushing off to the sun. But again, nighttime comes, little tiny lamp in a corner, one little tiny candle flame in a whole village, and bang,
boom, they all
yes.
come.
Why? How? Why?
I don't know. How do they know that it's there? Because surely if they're far away and then they...
Yeah, if they spent all day flying towards
I can't
the
believe we're
sun,
talking
they
about
wouldn't
moths
spot it.
on a Sunday. Am I a normal student? No.
Oh, wow, valid point. What do you say we throw on a few more tunes?
I say yes.
Awesome. Have you heard of the Baseballs?
No.
They do some amazing covers of some amazing songs.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing the song.
Wow. Stay tuned to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM.
You had my heart and we'll never be a world apart.
You Spin Me Round by Dead or Alive. Before that, we were listening to Umbrella by the Baseballs and Royals by Lord. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I'm joined in the studio right now by...
Sally Gibbs.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
I mean, you have got a new show.
Yes. Breakfast with Sally.
Breakfast with Sally, and last Thursday was your second show.
Yes.
of
What,
this
my
term.
first live.
Your first live show.
Yes.
And how did you find it?
It was good. Do you know what? I prefer doing it live. And I think that comes as a surprise to quite a few people, but I pre-recorded my first show. Mm-hmm. And the problem with pre-recording is you listen back and you think, oh, I just didn't sound too good on that. And then you have a go again and again. But at least with live, it's natural. Once you say it, it's out there, which is a good thing and sometimes a bad thing.
Yes, it definitely can be a bad thing
Yes,
sometimes.
yeah, but I definitely prefer it live. And I'm really enjoying the experience, doing something new, putting myself out of my comfort zone a little and challenging myself, which
Yes.
is always a good thing.
Anything outside of my bed is out of my comfort
zone.
Anything. Going to the kitchen to make a cup of tea is like, nope, not going to happen.
No.
So we were talking about some of the brand name changes that are happening throughout different supermarkets and stores and things, and Kleenex with the man-sized tissues are now going to be extra large. And
Yes.
The gentleman's roll is no longer going to be the gentleman's roll. But there's been a lot of things out there that companies have tried to produce, and they've ended up failing quite miserably for a number of reasons. And I've got a list of some of my favourites here.
Oh.
And I want to start off with the fat-free Pringles range. Because
Fat-free.
the fat-free Pringles range, it was marketed as a sort of a diet-friendly version of the classic Pringles.
Right.
And they had used fat substitutes. I can't remember the name of this. Olean.
I don't know.
It's a fat substitute. But I mean, the theory sounded brilliant. Imagine a diet-friendly version of Pringles would be wonderful if it weren't for the fact that the fat substitute ingredient they used, if you consume it in large doses, it has a laxative effect.
Oh, Oh, that would have come as a surprise to a few people.
I imagine it probably did before they realised it's not such a good idea. And
Yeah,
took it down
Friday
again.
Night.
Yes, Friday night. You pop round your
Chillin'.
friend's house for the party, and there's like 12
Have a few
of you.
too many Pringles.
Oh, it's not good.
Oh,
it's
no.
not good.
Shame.
I know. So that didn't last too long.
No. So moral of the story, just don't have diet-free Pringles. Just go all out and eat the real deal.
Yes. Go eat the real deal. Always.
Even though they're not good for you.
And you could end up looking like me. Next on the list, Clairol. Have you heard of the brand Clairol?
Clairol, no.
Clairol. There's sort of a hair shampoo, beauty-based products, that kind of thing.
No.
They once released a touch of yogurt shampoo.
Really? With yogurt in it?
With dairy, yogurt.
Yogurt. I say
Interesting.
yogurt.
Wow.
We are learning so much on this show.
Yes.
Yogurt.
Yes, and there were like two reasons behind that failure. Number one, it didn't really market what advantage you'd have to putting yogurt in your hair. The benefits of dairy products slapped onto your hair. Just
What flavour? That's the key question.
Which brings me on to point number two that kind of ended up failing when people started eating this shampoo, assuming it was actual all edible yogurt, which kind of caused one or two minor problems.
Did they charge more for it because it's a shampoo? Because if so, then you might as well just buy a tub of
yogurt.
Greek yogurt. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, but the
Wow,
marketing this shampoo is containing traces.
That's
of
quite an
yogurt,
interesting
isn't it?
one.
It is.
I'm
Isn't
glad I haven't heard of that, and I'm glad I haven't tried it.
And I'm glad I didn't eat it.
Oh.
Because I eat most things, and I probably would have been like,
But who would try and eat their shampoo in the shower and just go,
Somebody who assumes
I wonder.
it's all yogurt. If I thought it was just a tube of yogurt, I'd be tucking it. I'd be licking the container clean. I'd be chewing on the container.
Wow, that's where we differ.
But they also kind of messed up a little bit when they sort of promoted it and marketed it and sold it alongside cookery books.
Oh,
Yeah, which kind of
bit of a bummer.
a bit of a hiccup. But moving on, we had the also famous Harley Davidson Hot Road cologne, which actually
Jesus, where do you find these?
it actually has had quite a nice scent to it. It was quite a common mainstream market scent, but they named it Hot Road. Harley Davidson named this cologne Hot Road, and so the first thing springs to my mind when you think that is this is going to smell like burning rubber or melting tar or something. Just, no,
which is never nice.
No, I mean just petrol fumes and just exhaust. No, I'm not going to take that risk. I'm not going to be paying for a Harley Davidson Hot Road cologne.
Lovely bit of pollution.
Yeah. Smell my toxic waste.
Yeah. Hey, you said that, not me.
Oh my gosh! But also Colgate, the famous
what have they done?
toothpaste. They
No, I've heard of them.
You've heard of them. and Most people have heard of them. They decided to take a shot at having their own range of food, frozen ready meals such as beef lasagna, and yeah.
Okay.
Which is pretty much everybody else's response as well. It's Colgate, you just think of toothpaste.
Yeah.
And beef lasagna,
Was
you
this
think of food.
lasagna that whitens your teeth?
It wasn't lasagna that whitens your teeth. No.
Come on, guys.
But nobody were buying this because they just associated Colgate with minty toothpaste, and beef lasagna and minty toothpaste is not a good combination.
You kind of, by you just saying that, I'm kind of getting the smell of mint in my mind.
Yeah, I know.
And that's probably why it didn't go down too well.
No, they had a whole range. It wasn't just the beef lasagna. They had a whole range of ready meals they were trying to sell, and people would just like they saw Colgate and instantly just minty taste toothpastey. Just no, it just didn't. No.
It doesn't work. Stick to toothpaste, Colgate.
And of course, the Twitter Peak, which was a lovely little electronic gadget released in 2009 for the sole purpose of tweeting.
No.
Yes.
Is this like a device or what?
It was literally almost like a touchscreen phone kind of thing with a little rubber keypad at the bottom. So it's just a screen at the top and a keypad at the bottom, so you could just turn it on. You'd be logged into your Twitter account already, and you could just type out your tweet and send it away. And
That's social media to an extreme.
yes, and it kind of failed. Number one, because it was at a price of about £80, which
No thanks.
and this is at a phase where smartphones were really starting to take off back in 2009, and everybody could access Twitter from their smartphones already and from their computers.
They got in
and
too late then.
They got in a wee bit too late, and on top of that, the screen couldn't fit all 140 characters in, and you couldn't see what you'd written. It didn't even scroll. So once it started typing,
Once it's out there, you can't even check,
you can't even scroll
proofread.
back to proofread it. Not that anybody on Twitter seems to do that anymore.
I
but
proofread.
I proofread everything.
Sending an email, everything I proofread, but I don't think many people do. You're right.
I'm struggling to understand. I think some people proofread it but can't write properly in the first place, because
No.
surely people can't just make as many mistakes as they do
No,
knowingly and willingly.
Well, I mean, my whole degree has taught me the importance of proofreading. But even before my degree, I always proofread everything. Because I think it's important.
It is important, especially if you're sending a message you want somebody else to read. Because
Yes.
that poor person's got to try and decipher it.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you have something like dyslexia, then it's understandable if you mess up on a few things.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I know, I feel bad already now. I'm dissing all these messages and things. And I'm like, how many of these people might be dyslexic?
I know. No, don't worry. They won't take offence, I'm sure.
I actually got told off once because I always have this sort of running joke. People at the university ask me what I'm studying here, and I'm like, I'm not studying. I struggled with my GCSEs. I can't even spell GCSE. And I got told off once because I said that to a dyslexic person who actually was upset by that. And I was like, oh my gosh. I try not to use that so much. I need new material.
Yes.
I do.
How long have you been doing the radio for here at Insanity?
I started in April last year.
Wow.
I know. I'm getting old.
No, that's good experience.
It's good experience. It is. It's definitely a good opportunity if you're looking for any kind of radio experience, any kind of media related stuff, any kind of marketing, promotion experience, producing stuff.
And good fun.
And it's good fun. And yes, and some of the people you meet, some of the people I've met at Insanity Radio have just become my best friends in the world. And because
you're like-minded.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think one or two people here possibly have some kind of understanding what I'm going on about occasionally.
About sloths and moths and...
sloths and moths and other offs.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause. That was just for effect. We planned that.
Yeah.
This show is entirely scripted.
It is. Can you tell?
Now, I've put a few more tracks onto the system. They weren't originally going to be played this week, but we got onto the topic of covers and instrumentals and it's acoustics, not instrumentals.
Instrumentals.
Words. So I've got two I've got songs on the system that I would like you to listen to.
Okay.
And let me know what you think.
And I'm going to review them afterwards.
You're going to review them afterwards. Yes.
No pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
All right, let's go.
Don't forget, if you have any song requests, tweet into the studio at Insanity Radio and check out Sally's blog page, lifesallystyle.com.
Do it.
Do it. Wonderwall by Ryan Adams. Before that, we were listening to Billie Jean by Obadiah Parker. I was going to say Obadiah Parker by Billie Jean then. That was a bit of a discombobulation. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I'm joined in the studio by...
Sally!
Whoop, whoop.
Hello!
Hello!
I like those.
You like Sally's?
No, I like those songs.
You like those songs?
Yeah,
Acoustic
I haven't heard those versions before, but I like them.
Billie Jean. It's really good because if you like the songs, but you want something a bit more mellow to be chilling, especially if you go around Virginia Water Lake and you want to kick back and relax, you can just put on something mellow like that. You can fall asleep.
Have a snooze.
Yes, a number of times I've done that. I just go down there with my old school MP3 player right there. My old school MP3
Put
player.
and you put your headphones on.
Put the headphones on, just stroll around the lake, lay down at some of the favourite parts. Ironically, the ruins, the ruins at the back there, just opposite them, is a nice big open green space overlooking the lake, and I always doze off there. I just lay back, close my eyes, listen to my music, and then I wake up to the sound of my own snoring, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
Whoops, it's turned off.
Oh, wow. But yeah, it's just, you need some mellow tunes.
You do.
And
Especially on a Sunday.
Especially on a Sunday,
Sunday.
Sunday. And that reminds me, I was watching some of your views, because you're also doing YouTube videos
Yes, I am.
and stuff. And some of your videos, some of your accents you do throughout your...
I like accent. I like doing accents.
It's amazing. I love some of your accents. You've got that sort of... I'm pretty sure it's sort of Victoria Mountain sort of...
I don't know what it is.
And
Whatever comes out is what comes out.
And for those of you who aren't too sure, if you remember Wacky Races, there was Penelope Pitstop, and she had the most glorious accent in the universe, and Sally has mastered that accent, and it's amazing. And
I don't even know who that is, but clearly I've mastered somebody's accent.
It is awesome. It's awesome. I've got to find it. I've got to play it back so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I'm
my
like,
goodness.
That bit right there, do that forever. Do that forever.
It's a bit of a problem, though, doing these accents, because I can be with somebody who has a particular accent, and then I end up kind of relaying that accent. Because I enjoy doing it so much, and a lot of people say, "Oh, why don't you have you have a bit of a South African accent, or this accent?" But I lose it because I'm listening to other people with, say, a Scottish accent or whatever, and I end up kind of going into that area, and people are like, "Oh, you part Scottish?" No, that's just me accent.
I did notice at the start of this show you were actually pronouncing your T's at the end of words, and
yes.
An hour I've been in the studio with me, and you're just you're
losing. See what I mean? It's dangerous.
You're losing grasp of the English language.
I know.
I can imagine your brain cells are committing suicide one by one.
Pew,
right
pew.
now.
Yeah.
Interesting little thing I discovered a couple of days ago. The Irish dairy company behind Kerrygold, who also own brands like Pilgrim's Choice and Dubliner, are actually stockpiling cheddars at the moment, stockpiling cheese, in preparation for the Brexit thing.
Oh, really?
Is it March of next year? 29th of March.
Who knows?
The 29th of March, in theory.
What? When Brexit's meant to happen?
Meant to happen, yes.
Feels so long ago.
I know.
That it was. Do you know? My 18th birthday was 3 days out from the vote, so I couldn't vote.
Wow, 3 days.
Yeah, I was annoyed.
Wow, I can imagine.
Oh, so close and yet so far.
Back in them there good old days when I was a wee whippersnapper.
In the good old days.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. I knew it'd find it. But yeah, the World Trade Organization tariffs on cheddar are as high as 42%.
Wow.
So yeah, and you know, this whole Brexit thing, if or when the Brexit thing happens, that 42% could be potentially passed on to the consumers directly straight away. That 42% increase in the costs of cheese. So yeah, this Ireland-based company is sort of foreseeing that and stocking up on it so that they can gradually raise the prices to help consumers get adjusted to
smart.
Yes, very, very, very clever. I was quite impressed with that, because there's over 200,000 tons of cheese were made in Ireland last year.
All that cheese.
And yes, 90% of that cheese was cheddar. And half of that is exported. And half of that is exported to England specifically. So literally 25% of Ireland's 200,000 tons of cheese comes to the UK.
You're making my stomach grumble.
I know, I'm so hungry. I could eat like 12 pizzas right about now.
Cheddar cheese. Some mozzarella.
Oh, yes.
It always comes back to food with me.
And me. Wow. Yeah, let's see if I can find something that isn't food, shall we?
Yeah.
That's
a challenge.
Yes, that's a challenge. Okay, we were talking about Harley Davidson cologne earlier on, Hot Road.
Yes, we were.
Lovely scent
tar.
of fumes and tar. Yes. But the MPs are saying that the ban on diesel cars, petrol and diesel cars, should come as early as 2032, as opposed to the original 2040 that they were trying to aim for.
Well, with this whole climate change thing being brought forward and it being the end, or you must act now.
Yes, the end is nigh.
And there are a lot
Near.
more of electric
No.
cars out there.
There are a lot more electric cars out
Yeah.
there, and the government are trying to push people into buying more electric cars. But there's a downside to this as well at the moment. A lot of petrol stations, a lot of companies out there at the moment are struggling to get the supplies and the equipment to start recharging these batteries. A lot of staff aren't,
Like the charging stalls.
The charging stalls. People are not familiar with how they get them, where they can get them from, how much it costs. They're not prepared for this kind of thing.
Especially for long travels and long distance.
Especially for long distance. A lot of people are very concerned that they won't be able to charge their car.
It's like
if
those
they stop.
bikes. You know those bikes that you take out and then you're worried that there's not going to be a spot left in like another part of the city. Like what happens if that happens with your car?
I know, right?
And you get to a point and you're like, sorry guys, we can't stop here.
Exactly. So there's a lot of people saying that if the government wants to push us all into buying electric cars and to stamp out fuel-based cars by 2032, the government's going to have to support all the fuel stations and charging depots and getting the equipment they need and getting the training in on how to use it and new safety policies, all this kind of stuff.
Oh, I'd hate to be doing the admin on that.
I know that Egham, at the bottom of the petrol, I forget what it's called now, the Marks and Spencer's petrol station at the bottom of Egham Hill, they have a charging dock.
Do they?
Which
I haven't seen that.
More often than not, it's reserved for Surrey Police's one electric car from this local area. I've seen it twice now. This one electric car, but owned by Surrey Police.
Really?
It's all the full decking. Look, it looks exactly just like every other.
Is
patrol.
it quiet though as well?
It's
like you can't hear it coming.
It's silent.
That's
You
another
can't hear it
problem.
coming.
Pedestrians and cyclists.
I know, right? I rely on hearing cars coming sometimes. And
especially if you have your music on.
And what makes me really curious on this topic actually is the topic of car racing. NASCAR, Formula One, all this kind of stuff. People love the adrenaline, the sounds. Yes, all that kind of stuff adds to the hype and the theme.
Yeah.
And can you imagine a race purely by battery-operated cars?
Just silence.
Here he comes at 140. It's just, it just
That'd be
takes
great.
the edge away from it. You might have to install speakers on electric cars that just sort of go.
That would be sad though, wouldn't it? Wow.
Just to make it sound like they're doing something.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. There are a whole lot of different issues that come with that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there are. I just how to.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
I just forgot every word in the English language and forgot how to think simultaneously.
That happens a lot when you're on the radio.
It happens a lot all of the time.
Yeah.
The number of times I've walked into
You're
the kitchen.
You're only human.
I've walked from the sofa to the kitchen and thought, what did I come in here for?
I do that all the time.
And it's scary. Isn't it?
It is. Especially when you're young. You think, jeepers, what am I going to be like when I'm 80?
Oh, wait till you're 35. That's bad enough.
I can wait.
Oh, wow. Why do you say we throw in a few more tunes?
I say, let's do it.
Let's do it. Awesome. Stay tuned to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of...
Wake Me Up by Avicii. Before that, we were listening to All Star by Smash Mouth. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I'm joined in the studio by who?
Sally.
If
you don't already know.
If you have just tuned in, check out Sally's blog page.
Yes, everything.
SallyStyle.com. You will find all of her social media there. You can find her on Twitter at Sally Gibbs 98. You can find her on Instagram as Sally Gibbs 98. You can find her on YouTube with Sally Gibbs. You can just on Facebook.
You've done your research. I'm definitely awake now after those two songs.
Oh yes,
wow.
Yes, the speakers in here work. It has been confirmed.
That was on loud. That was fun.
That was on loud. I almost have one eardrum left, which is awesome because we still have half an hour left of the show today, which is Sunday the 21st of October 2018. And do you know what that means?
No.
That means there are only 65 days left until Christmas.
Yes! Wow.
Merry Christmas.
That was good.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be the reindeer.
Oh wow, that's such a. I've been doing this every show for the past 6 months
For Christmas.
And one of my other guests, Jade Thornton, you should listen to her music. She's absolutely
Really?
amazing. Yes, and every time I start bringing up the subject of Christmas, she's like, "Oh no, we haven't even done Halloween yet."
Oh, but I'm not so fussed about Halloween.
And then I do it with you here, and you're like, "What?"
Love Christmas.
And I feel a bit lost now. I'm just sort of like, well,
Just move on to Christmas.
yeah, okay, on this day. Let's do on this day.
Yes.
That sounds good. On this day in 1869, the first shipment of fresh oysters came overland from Baltimore.
Ooh. When 18?
69.
Wow.
Yes. In 1923, the very first ever planetarium opened at the German Museum in Munich.
Munich.
Yes, that one. I didn't do geography.
No.
No, I didn't. It's
That doesn't matter. You just need to look at a world map.
It doesn't tell you how to pronounce Munich.
Well, we're all different. It's good.
Yes, in 1945, on this day, women in France were allowed to vote for the first time.
Woo!
Whoop, whoop. And in 1950, the death penalty was abolished in Belgium.
That wasn't long. That doesn't feel like that long ago. That's scary.
It's very scary,
Yeah.
yes, about 68 years ago. In 1957, the Jailhouse Rock movie starring Elvis Presley was released.
Ooh, Boogaloo.
Ooh, a Boogaloo. In 1964, the film version of My Fair Lady starring Rex Harrison and Audrey Hepburn was premiered in New York.
Oh, I need to watch that now.
Yay! In 1975, Elton John was given a star on Hollywood.
Cool.
Oh, cool beans.
I want a star on Hollywood.
With that accent, it won't take long. In 1992, Madonna's book titled Sex went on sale.
Interesting.
And in 2001, on this day, the benefit concert United We Stand for those who were affected by the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks was held at RFK Stadium, headlined by Michael Jackson and featuring Aerosmith, Mariah Carey and the Backstreet Boys.
Wow.
I know, powerful stuff.
Yeah.
And 5 years ago, on this day, the number one song in the UK was Counting Stars by One Republic.
Love that song.
I know. 10 years ago, on this day, the number one song in the UK was So What by Pink.
Right.
15 years ago, back in 2003, on this day, the number one song in the UK was Hole in the Head by the Sugar Babes.
That was 15 years ago?
That was 15 years
Nuts.
ago. I know. And 20 years ago, the number one song in the UK was Gin and Tonic by Space Dust.
Right. I don't think I've heard of that.
And the number one song in the UK 25 years ago on this day was I'd Do Anything for Love by Meatloaf.
Are we going to play that?
I wasn't going to play that. I was not going to play that. But
I see Counting Stars.
Yes, I'm not even sure we have much Meatloaf on the system. Should I?
No, I don't think we do.
I don't think we do.
No.
We could
Have you
just
heard the
sing
misheard
it, couldn't
lyrics
we?
for Counting
I
Stars?
could do anything for
Oh.
love. Is that good enough?
Yeah, I think that counts. Yeah, we don't need it anymore.
There we go. Done. Sorted.
Have you heard the misheard lyrics for Counting Stars?
No.
Bake that bunny, watch it burn.
Wow.
Instead of what make that money or watch it, make that money, watch it burn.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Okay.
When you play it, listen to it, and it sounds a lot like that.
Yes, I'm going to hear Baking Bunnies now. It's
Don't bake bunnies, people.
Do not bake bunnies. No, not even at Easter.
No,
No, stick to the chocolate eggs.
only hot cross bunnies. What do you get when you pour hot water down a rabbit hole?
A hot cross bunny?
Yes! I kind of gave that away, didn't I? I got to get better at these jokes. I'm rubbish.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I've just ruined your show. Come on, and I've just messed the whole schedule.
That's the first time I've ever heard a punchline before the joke.
Yeah,
No.
I'm a pro at that.
Actually, there was that one time travelling joke I heard. It was just like a time traveller. You just literally just no concept whatsoever. Just say to somebody, a time traveller. And they look at you and say, what? You're
Yeah.
like, knock, knock.
Who? What? Hello? Who's there? That's it. I forgot which.
Oh, wow. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. p.m. and this is Sunday, so all of us are still not quite here yet.
No, it's Sunday. That's the excuse we use.
Yes, and starting from tomorrow onwards, we have a few awareness days coming up. As is so many awareness days and awareness weeks every day, and every week there's something different. And tomorrow is post polio syndrome day, and tomorrow starts the National Curry Week for 2018.
National Curry Week.
National Curry Week, celebrating all the different kinds of curries. And just yes,
love a good curry.
I love a good curry. I always stick
spicy,
bog standard kind of Madras style stuff.
That's nice and safe.
Yes, it is.
How spicy do you like it?
Not very spicy.
Oh, you can't take the spice.
I remember once my mother always loved really hot, spicy foods.
It's great for when you have a cold.
Pouring a lot more curry powder
Tabasco
into
or whatever.
And this one occasion, she cooked a family meal, and she put so much curry powder in it. She absolutely loved it, but nobody else in the house could eat it. We were just sort of nibbling at it, with beads of sweat rolling off of us, and
without offending her.
Flames on the tongue. And in the end, we were just like, nah, can't eat no more.
Sorry.
Just shoved the whole lot in the kitchen. Just watch the whole lot.
Well, she could reheat that for herself.
She could. And next week, tomorrow, also sets the first day of International Stammering Awareness Week. Which,
are you going to make a joke now?
No, I'm not going to make a joke.
About your stammers.
I'm going to be nice. No.
There are so many awareness days.
There are so many awareness days and awareness weeks, and I think International Apple Awareness Week starts tomorrow as well. I was reading something about apple awareness.
The actual fruit.
As in the actual fruits, the apple, yes.
Why do we need to be aware of apples?
Many years ago, there was a bit of a sort of a climate change and shortage kind of thing, and we ended up with no apples available on the market for around 16 years. And when they did finally start coming back, people started celebrating the return of the apple. Yes, and that sort of celebration sort of sparked us. It sort of lasted and started growing, and now it's sort of more of an occasion when people celebrate and raise awareness of the importance of vineyards and I'm trying to think of other
and apple crumble.
And apple crumble, yeah.
Oh, apple crumble.
Wow.
Do you know what was on sale in the shops the other day?
Apple crumble?
No, mince pies.
Oh my God. A couple of weeks ago, I was looking at packages of mince pies with a Christmas branding on them, and the best before end date of November.
Oh my God. It's dangerous. They shouldn't be selling them this early because I've already bought 2 packets.
Oh, and you didn't bring me any.
Sorry.
Oh.
I didn't know you liked mince pies. Besides, is sharing really caring when it comes to mince pies?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a fine line.
Self-care is very important.
Yes.
It is. Yes. If you have 6 mince pies, you should eat 6 mince pies.
Oh, I don't know if I could do 6 mince pies. Maybe 2 at a time.
Wow, I feel bad now. Last time I had mince
getting
pies,
on to
I had
Christmas.
12 at once.
You've mentioned Christmas, and now it's all Christmas related.
No, it's all Christmas
But
related.
yeah, we were talking about apples.
And you were talking about garden centres and the importance of garden centres
Yes,
and the underrated sanctuary
of tranquility. I love garden
In the way of
centres.
garden centres. Have you been to Not Cuts in Staines?
No, but I've been to one in Sunningdale.
You have to go to Not Cuts in Staines.
Is it good?
ASAP, because not only do they have such a nice wide variety of indoor and outdoor plants, but at this moment in time they have almost an entire grotto of Christmas decorations and some of the things they have. It's just so beautiful. It is so beautiful.
I'm going to be bankrupt if I go and I see all these. I've already got Sid, and he's enough.
Yes, Sid, the
house leek.
The house leek, yes.
Who doesn't need watering for 3 weeks or so.
Oh,
Sid's famous now.
Is Sid famous?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, to me, he's famous.
Does Sid have his own Twitter page yet?
No. But I do have a Twitter page for a Victorian person for one of my modules. That's what we have to do. That counts as some formative work. How cool is that?
That is
Only
cool.
at Raw Holloway.
That is cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes. I want Sid to have an Instagram page now.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah, but is it going to be that interesting? He probably if he got more followers than I have, then that would be awkward.
If Sid gets a new photo put on Instagram every single day for several years, you're going to be able to see that progress.
That's asking for a lot. Is he going to grow though? He's just I think he's got stunted growth.
Yeah.
He just stays.
Well, then, if he has a miracle spurt overnight, you'll capture it on
Give him
film.
some plant food, yeah.
Yeah.
Then maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could take him with me on my travels.
Yes. Give him some little glasses and
This is going a step too far now.
maybe a little holiday hat.
Oh dear, Christmas hat.
Christmas hats. See, a little
Some
stocking.
tinsel around the side of his pot.
Yes. Glitter. Angel hair.
It's not like I'm doing a degree or anything, right? No. Doesn't matter. Degree doesn't matter, right?
Oh.
International Star Week.
What do you say we throw on a few more tunes?
Yes.
Yes.
Counting stars.
Introducing the songs. Also, let's do this. Go on, let's do this. Whole hog. It's on you.
Counting Stars by One Republic next.
Lately, I've been losing sleep, dreaming about the things that we could be. But baby, I've been.
When I need you, this life is more than just a read through.
Can't Stop by Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he really doesn't stop, does he?
No.
I felt like that in extra, the outro, the last bit. It just felt like.
Bum bum ba dum ba da ba dum bum.
Before that, we were listening to Counting Stars by One Republic. You're listening to Insanity Radio 103.2 FM. I am White Shadow, and I'm joined in the studio by
Sally. I'm going to the opera on Wednesday.
Oh my gosh!
And I'm excited.
What are you all listening to?
Porgy and Bess, I believe it's called.
Porgy.
Yeah, I've never heard of it, but I'm going to do some research on it. And it's in English, so hopefully I'll understand what's going on.
It's in English with a name like Porgy.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite a cool name.
That's.
Oh, no, I think it's meant... Or is it translated into English? I don't know. I should have done the research before I mentioned it.
From something more.
Porgy. Or maybe it's Porgy. Porgy.
Porgy.
Porgy.
You're doing Italian now. Italian pizza for the Italian people.
That was good.
It's a me, a Mario.
It's a pizza.
Wow, if you want to find out more about Sally, who's in the studio right now, check out her blog page at lifesallystyle.com.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Subscribe whilst you're there as well.
Go subscribe while you're there as well. I've subscribed, and I got I got a very interesting email about a day after subscribing too. I got a very sort of like thank you for subscribing sort of email. And
Yeah, I like to thank my subscribers.
And it was actually such a personalised email that I weren't sure if you had sent it or if it was automated.
Have you had the one with like the orange pumpkins at the top?
No.
Oh, yeah, I've worked hard on that. It sends every time I put a new blog post out. It sends an automated email to everybody who's subscribed.
Nice.
So keep an eye out for the pumpkins.
I shall be.
And I'm going to change it when it gets to Christmas time. I'm going to change it to a more Christmas theme.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so exciting!
You can find Sally on Twitter at Sally Gibbs 98. You can find her on Instagram, Sally Gibbs 98. You can find her Facebook page, which has a lot of photos, and the one with the leaf held up to the sunlight.
Yeah, I saw it on the ground, and I thought, oh, it's so pretty, and it's so sunny, and I got my camera out. Boom.
Boom. Whoop, there it is.
All right.
Yes, YouTube, Sally Gibbs, and just find and like the Sally Gibbs Facebook page as well.
Yes.
It's just everywhere you go. It is Sally Gibbs.
Subscribe to YouTube because I'm gonna get good with my videos. I've got a new camera, so HD quality coming at you.
Press the notifications bell too.
Yes.
Because I
forget about that bell.
Yeah, you got to remember the bell. You got to remember. It used to happen automatically when you subscribed. It used to automatically turn the notifications on, but it doesn't seem to be doing that anymore.
No, it doesn't. Although sometimes it's quite nice when you go back to somebody you subscribe to and you see all these new videos that you haven't watched, and you just open new tabs and you go, "Oh, this is going to be a fun couple of hours."
I don't feel that way when I go back.
Do you not?
No, I go to a channel I subscribe to, and I'll see all these new videos. I'm like, why didn't I know about this? And I'm like, oh my god.
See, I look at it from the positive angle, and I'm like, yes, procrastination.
Oh, no, I like to keep up to date with some of it, especially some of the new up and coming YouTubers and some of my friends and that kind of stuff. When they upload new content, I want to know about it immediately.
And if it's relevant to the day.
Yes, some of the biggest YouTube channels out there always turn the notifications off for them because it's so mainstream and not really personalised to me anyway.
Yeah, sometimes they lose that, don't they?
Yes. But some of my friends and some of the up and coming ones, I like to see what they got coming next because sometimes they're a lot more creative than people who've been around for a bazillion years.
I know. And you can tell if they're having fun as well.
Yes,
because that's why I'm doing it. I just love filming
and definitely having fun.
Yes,
doing some of what
can you tell?
Oh yes, I love it's just. Oh my god, the conversation you had with that. The squirrel.
The squirrel in on my one video.
It was like, yes, it was just like staring at the
I was a squirrel whisperer.
The very moment you spoke, the squirrel jumped and just locked eyes with you.
Yeah, I think he thought I had food.
And when you said, "I've got no food for you,"
boom, he was off.
I know.
I took it personally.
I'm not surprised.
I thought, cheapers, squirrel. You know, the least you could do is say hi.
Bring a Snickers everywhere you go,
I know.
just in case.
The London squirrels are dangerous, though.
Oh, I know, right? I know.
They are vicious.
I was hand feeding the squirrels.
Bad idea. Bad idea.
Hand feeding them in London once.
No.
And I ran out of nuts. And a squirrel come back over for another nut, and I went to say hello and just stroke it, and it assumed my finger. Yeah.
You got to be careful with rabies or frothing at the mouth. Yeah, they're too friendly, the ones in London.
They are, I know. They put
sometimes,
themselves at risk.
Yeah, you just want a photo and they come up to you and you think, okay, hold on, personal space. Get out of my bubble.
Oh, no, I love wildlife. I love squizzles on my shoulders and squizzles on the...
Or pigeons on the shoulders.
As a pigeon, I mean, I hand feed pigeons as well. There's a little place, as you're heading towards Staines, you can go down, I think it's called Staines Road, which heads towards Thorpe Park. And halfway down that road, there's a small sort of island and river space called Trusses Island.
I think I know, because I rode on that river, so... first year.
And there's always loads and loads of geese and swans and pigeons around there.
Yes,
and they
I know exactly what you mean.
Yes, I go down there sometimes and I feed them I just feed them. And the pigeons, you hold your hand out with some food on your hand, the pigeons will come and sit on your arm and just sort of tuck into
the
tuck into the
clean
food
your arm after that. Dirty pigeons. Do you know you shouldn't feed bread to ducks?
You shouldn't feed bread to any wildlife
because it swells
got no nutrient value to it whatsoever,
and it's bad for them.
And
it makes them bloat or whatever.
Yes, after a bird's eaten, especially dry food like bread,
that's why they float.
They'll go and drink a lot more water to try to wash it down because it's so dry, and then it sort of swells inside them, and they feel like they're full even though they haven't had any of the nutrients they need. You need to stick to things like cooked rice and sort of. I mean, there's loads.
That's too much, though. I'm not going to cook rice. If I'm going to cook rice, I'm going to eat the rice.
Fair, yes. What about leftover rice? Just
reheat it and then eat it?
Do you know, I've never actually done it. Once I reheated rice and I ended up getting salmonella poisoning from it. Rice is absolutely, if it's not stored properly or reheated properly, it's really notorious.
Really?
For salmonella and other kind of bacteria and things. This is one of the
You've got to be careful with that.
I know, it's scary.
Sucks being an adult sometimes, doesn't it?
It does. It does. I very much prefer the days when you just sat at home and waited for everybody else to come in with your plates and food for you.
Yes.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
Now we have to learn all these sort of preheat the oven to this temperature.
Time it for this.
And yes, and if you put two of them, you've got to give an extra 10 minutes for that one because there's more of the
and make sure the chicken is hot when served.
Yes, make sure the chicken is hot when served.
Unless you're a vegetarian, then everything's easier.
It's yes. No. I've seen some vegetarian recipes that are like absolutely insane. They take so much more preparation. Some of this, a little bit of that, a little mix of this, and I'm just like, whoa.
And also because you have to have fresh stuff. Think of how often you have to go to the shops. Because spinach goes off so quickly.
Yeah,
you buy a bag of spinach and it's like a couple of hours later it's off.
Yeah, if it's not tinned or frozen, I don't eat it.
That's bad.
I can't remember the last time I had a fresh anything.
I had an apple this morning.
When was the last time I had an apple?
Terry, this is bad. This is bad.
When was the last time I had...
Guys, eat fresh stuff.
And girls.
Oh, guys.
And girls.
Guys as in guys and girls.
That's definitely a debate for another day.
Yeah, let's save that for another day.
I think we should probably consider coming towards the end of the show now, because like we've
Oh yeah, well, it's the hour, but nobody's on next, so
nobody's on next. We could carry on.
we can
for
just
another hour.
boogaloo.
We could just boogaloo.
Party all night long.
Yeehaw!
Let's get ready to rumble. And maybe it is time to go because
Yes. I think we need to go and normalise brainwaves.
I've got degree stuff to work for. I know.
Gosh.
Oh well, that's what I'm paying for.
Oh,
So-
you have my sympathy.
Thanks.
You have my
Thanks.
sympathy.
Less than a year to go.
I'd never pay to do work. I just
Well, when you think of it that way, as long as you're doing work that you kind of enjoy, then that's the main thing.
Yes, this is true. This is true. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for
today.
having me. It's been
absolutely
great.
awesome. I'm really hoping you come back onto the show again in the near future.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for my show on Thursday.
Oh,
now. I
yes,
feel a lot more
Thursday.
comfortable.
Yes,
Because it's still
Thursday.
getting used to talking to the mic,
Oh,
but it's nice
I
having
know.
somebody else to talk to.
Yes, I'm always willing to come on your show.
Yes,
Always,
yeah,
always.
for sure. I'm going to have to organise that.
That
But
would
it's
be
only an hour
awesome.
long. Jeepers, how are we going to manage that? Time flies when you're having fun.
I know. We've done 2 hours and we're still talking.
I know. Somebody needs to just cut us off.
Yeah, we need Jamie to come in and it's like, poof, right,
Guys,
you're off.
time is up.
Oh, wow. Until next week, stay tuned to Insanity Radio. Don't forget life@sallystyle.com. Don't forget all the social medias is on there.
Yes.
Don't forget Thursday at 8 o'clock in the morning.
8 a.m., bright and early.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yes, Thursdays, 8 a.m., Sally's show, Breakfast with Sally.
Yes.
On Insanity Radio 103.2 FM.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. You've been awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, let's get ready to
Rumble!
Let's get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready, let's get ready to rumble. Watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic, watch us wreck the mic. Psych. Let's get ready.